Hey, welcome back to The Explainer. Let's just jump right in, because today we're tackling a massive challenge in project management, specifically offshore commissioning. How do we take those perfect theoretical schedules we build on our laptops and turn them into, well, flawless physical execution out in the real world? It's one thing to have a pretty chart on your screen, right? But it's an entirely different beast to actually get the exact right people and the exact right parts onto a hunk of steel in the middle of the ocean right when you need them. Picture this. A chopper lands on the deck of your offshore platform. The doors fly open and boom, it's completely the wrong trades on board. Or imagine a critical valve, one you absolutely need to start testing today, sitting in a warehouse 2,000 miles away because someone messed up a customs form. Honestly, it's brutal. But here's the truth. 2 failures kill way more commissioning weeks than any technical problem ever could. The right people arriving in the wrong week and the right part sitting in the wrong warehouse. It's logistics, guys. Logistics kills schedules. But the good news? Both of these absolute nightmares are entirely preventable. And they're prevented exactly 6 weeks in advance. All right, let's look at part 1, translating the schedule, the weekly labor demand sheet. So how do we actually bridge that execution gap? Well, we need a specific tool to translate that theoretical schedule into actual breathing human bodies on site. We take our specific crafts down the left side, so your electrical, instrument, and mechanical teams. Then, across the top row, we map out the next 1 to 6 weeks. And in the middle, hard headcount numbers. This matrix takes your massive, complicated schedule and turns it into a concrete, weekly manning request. It's something your logistics coordinators, labor suppliers, and POB planners can actually act on. Because without it, your beautiful schedule is literally just a wish list that nobody can actually resource. Moving on to part 2, the horizon of change, the 6-week look ahead.
Okay, so now we know who we need, but we really need to talk about when. Why are we so obsessed with 6 weeks? Because that is exactly the lead time it takes to mobilize a specialist, ship a critical part, or get a vessel sorted out before it's too late. Think of this look ahead unrolling in decreasing bands of confidence. Weeks 1 and 2, they're firm, locked, flights are booked, beds are assigned, it is happening. Weeks 3 and 4 are planned. We know what we're doing and we're getting the pieces together. And weeks 5 and 6, those are provisional. You see, this specific 6-week window is the horizon where you can actually still change the outcome. If you wait until week 2 to realize you're missing a part, yeah, you've already lost.
Which brings us to part 3, breaking silos, embedded materials coordination. We've got the people, we've got the timeline. Now we've got to fix the materials pipeline. And to do that, we have got to kill those slow, siloed email chains. So here is the rule, and it's absolutely non-negotiable. The materials contact sits in the daily coordination meeting, permanently. Not on call, not shoot me an email. They are in the room. Trying to handle critical materials by tossing correspondence over the fence between departments is hands down the most reliable way to lose 2 whole weeks on an item that you could have literally chased down in a 5-minute face-to-face conversation.
If you want a perfect analogy for how ready your materials need to be, look at a high-end restaurant. Think mise en place. Everything is prepped, portioned, and right there within arm's reach before service even starts. A professional kitchen doesn't suddenly go fetching ingredients in the middle of the dinner rush. Why? Because the cost of fetching isn't just the time it takes to walk to the fridge, it's the 12 orders backing up behind it that completely ruin the entire service. Take that exact same logic back to an offshore platform, and we have to completely reframe how we look at missing materials. You've got to remember this high-stakes financial truth. A missing gasket does not cost you a gasket. A gasket is what, a few bucks? No, what it actually costs you is a missed testing window. It costs you an astronomical vendor day rate for some specialist who's now just sitting around drinking coffee in the galley. And it costs you a crew of 6 standing down, doing nothing while the meter runs. You're bleeding tens of thousands of dollars, all for a tiny piece of rubber. All right, let's do a quick mental check. Spot the flaw in this scenario for me. You're looking at week 5 of your look ahead, right? And you realize, oh man, we need a vendor specialist. But that specialist takes 8 weeks to mobilize. What went wrong here? Just take a second and lock in your answer. Well, if you guess that the tool itself is blind to the problem, you hit the nail on the head. The 6-week horizon just can't see him. Our 6-week look ahead is an amazing tool, but it's built to manage execution. It is absolutely not built to manage procurement. So anything taking longer than 6 weeks to get to site, it completely falls off the radar until it's way too late. So how do we fix that flaw? With a parallel, longer horizon tracker dedicated purely to long lead resources. We're talking specialist vendors, heavy installation vessels, certified test equipment. This long lead tracker needs to run right alongside your other tools, looking 12 to 16 weeks out. It makes sure those massive dominoes are lined up long before they ever enter your 6-week execution window.
Okay, let's pull all this together. You came into this explainer with a theoretical schedule. Now, you've got the execution toolkit to actually make it executable. You've got your labor demand sheet to turn the plan into a real physical manning request. You've got the 6-week look ahead with those firm, planned, and provisional bands to manage your horizon of change. You've got an embedded materials contact sitting in your daily meeting to kill those awful email chains. And of course, you've got a separate long lead tracker for the big stuff the 6-week window just can't reach.
So I'm going to leave you with a bit of a provocative question to chew on today. Is your current project relying on hope, or are you relying on a rigorous execution toolkit? Because I'll tell you right now, hope is not a strategy. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope it gives you a fresh perspective on taking absolute control of your execution timeline. Next time, we're diving into decision delegation and authorization. It's going to be a great one. You definitely won't want to miss it.